What's going on, everybody? Godric here, and welcome back to another live stream. This is live stream number 17 for Car Extras Racing. So, yeah, I've been actually liking this game recently. Um, and well, since today is Tuesday and it is morning, um, I will say this. Um, okay, hold on a second. Okay, how come the M4 sounds good, but not the Skyline? Oh, no. Oh yeah. Anyways, you know how I said that I might do a top 10, let's see, yeah, basically a top 10 list on cars and everything. Well, I'm going to tell you now. Um, Number 10 is my Alice GT, and the reason I'm using Alice GT is number 10 is because normally you don't see GTRs in just competitions, but a lot of people make a lot of things work for it. I mean, heck, some people even drag race those things. Anyways, the other GT is there is because, well, how most people wondering how can you make an R35 a drift car without loading the front diff? Well, it's kind of well, as you notice lately, it's kind of obvious that you can actually convert some cars to rear-wheel drive. Simply just slap on a rear-wheel drive axle onto the car, and boom, you got yourself a drift car or a rear-wheel drive vehicle that can actually cause some sick drifts, not sick drifts, or at least for competition-wise, it's a Group 3 car. Anyways, uh, number nine, I had to go with I had to go with the Cobra because why not? The Cobra is usually the one that a lot of people do. You know, like, wait, which one's which again? If I say the Cobra 530, that's Cruise and Mustang. When I say just the Cobra, no, refer to a four-door Mercedes-Benz. Now, the reason that is, well, oh, actually, no, it's not even, it's not even one car, it's all three. It is the Interceptor, the Judge, and the Cobra. The reason I had those two on one is because of one thing. The cars were cop cars. Yeah, all three of them are cop cars. Also, keep in mind that all three of the cars were dressed up in cop cars. Yet, uh, yet none of them was actually even there in the first place. Um, so yeah, more likely for those that are wondering if there are police cars, yes and no. Yes, being that you see them as seeing these cars as cop cars, and no, because they aren't even dressed in a cop car fashion. Actually, speaking of which, I think Maybe tomorrow will finally be the time that I am going to stream the Crew 2. Reason being, new DLC. Well, I would say new DLC, but it's more of a new update, per se. Also, what is that? Anyways, number 8. Number 8 is actually quite simple. Number 8 is the Carrot 2. Well, no, not the Carrot 2, the Samurai 2. Now, the Samurai 2 was actually one of my first proper drift cars that was a 4-door. And I say one for a reason, because obviously I'm not gonna make drift cars yet. And I'm like, okay, let's see what can I do with this car. So I tried it out. It wasn't even that bad, actually. Oh god. Okay. Alright. What was I saying? Oh yeah. The reason I like Samurai 2 more than the characters because probably because they're both in different years. Like I think the Carrot 2 is based on a late 90s Toyota, and the Samurai 2 based on the early 90s Toyota. I can't remember. Yeah, it's kind of like this. I like one better, one more than the other. Alright, number 6. Probably the car I'm drifting right now, which is the Loki 4M, or in real life cases, being a BMW M4, and this is the F80 model. Now, the thing about this is, back in 2014, I thought this would be the new I thought this was the new M3. You know, what? You know, the one that's not the one that's not a 4-door sedan, and probably usually came with a V8 like the last generation. Turns out that this is actually a brand new model, and if anything, um, if anything, I was dead wrong. Or it came with inline 6, M3 fashion, and usually came in 2 doors, old fashioned. Well, it's a 2-door with 4 seats, also old fashioned. And certain not least is an even number now. Instead of an M3, it's now an M4. Now, I did like the M4 until the second generation comes out. And so far, not liking the grill at all. Like, the front end literally just looks like 2 giant ovals. 2 giant ovals is on top of the whole front of the car. I'm like, okay, what is this? What is this? But anyways, I based mine on the M Racing platform that they have in having what's it called? Yeah. Okay, what is with people and like, oh, I'm gonna do this jump drift. Anyway, getting off topic. Um, Number 5, I have to say, is my, it is the, what's it called? Number 5, I had to go with the EVA X, or in real life cases, the Mitsubishi Evo 10. Now, even though that's my dream car, Evo 10, good looking, 4 doors, parked, and probably hauls too, but the number 5 is because the Evo 10 is one of the most difficult cars to drift with in this game. Like the uh, cargo in the what else is there? And the Betsy was gonna be difficult. No, that belongs to the Evo 10, which means the car wasn't meant to drift. I mean, time attack, yes, but not drifting. Oh my goodness. Anyways, the Evo 10 came out in 2007, and it was discontinued in 2015, while the Lancer lineup did still continued until 2017, which I don't know what Mitsubishi is doing. What is that guy doing? Let's see. Number four. Number 4 is easily the Fusion. And I'm thinking, what? How dare you put the Fusion SX over the Evo? What are you seeking? First off, the Fusion is the S14, so you guys can actually be quiet about that. 2, the Fusion XX was actually my second bought vehicle, in Class 4. First one being the next segment of this list. So, why the S14 over the Evo? Simple. One, the car is already rear-wheel drive, or AKA, it came with it. Two, I like the Fusion more than the Wellington and the Spectre. And last but certainly not least, you can actually get the Zenki for it and the boss kit for the car. Which, to be honest, it's not that bad. It's just that I prefer the rear-wheel drive cars more than all-wheel drive cars. Number 3 goes to the Falcon RZ. I think that's what the car is called. Anyways, Falcon RZ is based off of the Mazda RX-7. And to be more specific, it is the FD. Now, what's the difference between all the RX-7s? Well, except for one. One is missing, so there's only 2 of them. One of them being the FC, the other one being the FD. So how can I tell them apart? Obviously, the FC and the FD are totally different chassis. Like the FC is based off of the Porsche 944, while the RX-7 actually has its own design. Anyways, so the RX-7 came out in 1993 as the FD, or aka the FD Series 6, I think that's what it's called. crap. Alright. Oh my goodness. Oh no. Alright. Alright. Yeah. Anyways, so what's number 2? And number 2 is um hmm. I don't remember. Number 2 is the Warrior. Now this is interesting because out of all the muscle cars that are in the game, I would suspect myself to put the Shadow. It's an Australian muscle car. Who does not love an Australian muscle car? And let's see. Well, what about the Raven and the Judge? Well, the Judge, yes, it's Australian, but we end up getting that anyway as a Chevrolet. I think that came with. I think I don't remember don't remember the SS being yeah, that's no V8. That's an inline six. And in terms of the Raven, it's a proper Ute, but but I stopped using it. Well, ever since I redesigned the car. Anyway. Oh my goodness. No, god dang it. Oh my goodness. Alright. And my favorite car in this game out of all the cars that I bought, and heck it was tough for me as well. Now before I even reveal this car, let me go through the honorable mentions. First honorable mention goes to the Horizon GT4, Godzilla R3, and The Last Prince. Now, what is the difference between all of them? They're all skylights. Oh, as well as Hakusuka, but that's another day entirely. Anyway, while those cars do make good drift cars, they're anomalous to the fact that you can tell which model is which. And not to mention, the only one with a proper RB26 is The Last Prince. While the Godzilla R3 is sounded like a Nissan Altima with a V6, and the R34 apparently sounds like a trumpet. Just saying. Number 2 is the car I actually just mentioned, the Shadow XTR. Now, you're wondering what car the car is based off of? Well, as you can tell by the green lights and how the car was wide-bodied, it is clearly Vaughan Jr.'s 1969 to 1970 Ford Mustang, which is probably one of the most fun cars you can actually drive and shift to. Anyway, last but not least, it is the it's called the Shadow 5M, which you guys do not know is a BMW M5, and not just any M5. This is the old school M5, which I am talking the one that came with the V10 and or V8. Like, okay, that's actually awesome. Who would have thought about that? Anyways, number one. Number one goes to Yasura M1. Now, I'm thinking, what? What do you mean Yasura M1? What car is it? What? How? Why do you like it more than any other car? Okay, let me tell you what the Yasura M1 is based off of. It's based off of the newer, it's based off of the second generation of the 86 and the FRS, which you got in the US. Except, well, we got the 86 later, but that's for a facelift. And if I remember correctly, those cars usually came with out of the box 200 horsepower, and yeah, it usually came with 200 horsepower, all-wheel drive, not all-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, a giant, not giant, a truckload, well, not even a truckload. This thing is what essentially became the 350Z of the newer generation. As in, this car has everything in terms of a lot aftermarket support, and not to mention they make good power, with good power even with the stock motor. And then again, if you ignore the meme that everybody who owned the BRZ done a lot of these things. Wide body, 3-piece wheels, giant wing, bags, and either supercharging or turbo it, you will know that this car is a full-on handling machine. And overall, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. And not to mention, Yasura M1 is the only car I know, or actually the only car in any game period that came with the Rocket Bunny V3 kit. Now, I'm like thinking, what do you mean a Bike Kit V3? You sure about that? Are you sure that's the Bike Kit V3? Yes, that's the Rocket Bunny V3, because Rocket Bunny V2 has indicator lights, and the V1 is usually used with the stock bumper and or stock BRZ bumper. And last but certainly not least, this game, the BRZ is good. And by good, I mean it is good. In fact, it's so good that I don't think anybody else didn't realize this, but that car is usually taken out in tournaments because of how good the car was. Anyways, that's just my opinion. You can either agree or disagree on most of them. Alright. Now I got the top 10 out of the way. I go to search cars. Geez, 2 million? How long was I drifting for? Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. It's time for me to use. Time for me to use Lady Driven. Okay. Um, I think County Road might work. Alright. Alright. I'm gonna park right here. Be right back. Alright, I'm back. Um, yeah, so I took a little break. Um, Alright, so I am going back to Springstone. Everything is on except for password, because passwords, if you don't mind, uh, if you don't mind passwords, you don't mind passwords. That's just me. Anyway, so I was. Let me just turn down the volume. Okay, there we go. I can finally talk. Anyway, now I was looking through the PlayStation Store, and I found a different game, but it was the same price. It was the same price as this game, but it looked worse. Like it looked way. It looked worse than. I'm sorry. So whoever actually watches Street Outlaws, it it was it looked much worse than Fast and Furious Crossroads. Yes, Fast and Furious Crossroads, the game that died when the game that literally died when the game came out. And it's like, oh no, I already know what's gonna happen. I'm like, yep, we all know what's gonna happen. And not to mention half of the cars that you see in story mode or even in the game, which is weird if you think about it. Like, okay, what kind of race? Like, okay, what kind of game is this? If the DLC shows in the story, yep. If most of which all the cars show up in the story, but not as cars you can actually drive around with. And not to mention, those modifications are terrible. Okay, like, okay, I know that the NSX wasn't bad, but why in the world would you add canards onto the car? The RX-7. Oh, don't get me started with the RX-7. They had the right mind to be like, oh, okay, so we can actually do this to the RX-7 and not get in trouble with it. Okay. Now, here's what I would have done in terms of the car list. Make the cars customizable and not be cars they can actually slap weapons onto. I mean, seriously, if I want to make if anyone want to make a Fast and Furious game, you should know that the players should be there like should be there like they were in the movies. For example, Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. That game has a lot of customization, and the best part about that is literally, and I mean literally, you can do whatever you want to the car. Bumpers, rear bumper, side skirts, body kits. Heck, you could even put neon or LED on wheels. Wheels! And what the fastest cost of that? Oh, just paint and nice place and what else did he have? Oh yeah, didn't we forget that we can actually add weapons to the game? Yeah, but if most people think Fast and Furious, they think the cars. And good lord, the cars. Okay. Okay, let me start out by saying this. This is by far my least favorite. Uh, my least favorite. What's that called? My least favorite car list out any game. period. Yes. Yes. Although I didn't like Rivals' car list because there are no low end cars that you can actually drive around in unless you get the Mustang from 2015. Well, that's about it. Well, on the other hand, you have like all you get was like a bunch of okay, it's a bunch of supercars and what's it called? No supercars and no low-end cars. Not to mention the game was uh online. The game required online play in order to play the game. And actually, no, I thought I respect Blade Angel's opinion on on the take that he on his take of when the games first came out. But the reason I didn't like it, and most likely if anyone agrees with me, is because the game crashes. Yes, this is 100% true. The game crashes. How in the world a game from 2014 and it came out with the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 and the game crashes? Like, what kind of mess is that? Uh, then again, uh, then again, I didn't know better because, believe me when I say this, but I bought Friday's Experience when I was 12 years old. I thought it was gonna be a good game because there is Ferrari, and when you have Ferraris in the game, you will know you know it's a good game or not. Well, bad freaking choice because that game sucks. And I'm not kidding when I say this, but the game has by far the has worst pricing for the Ferraris, period. Oh, you can buy the Dino for 4 grand. While the highest level, which I think at that time it was the uh, FXX Evo. And that car cost over 3 million. Yes, 3 million. And easy and couple that with the physics of said game, you have a recipe for disaster. So what I'm saying, oh yeah, and then not to mention, Fast and Furious Crossroads just literally slap us in the face with the $69.99 price tag. Who wants to pay $70 for a game that looks like the game came out of the PS2 or PS3, PS3 even? I mean, I like the movies, yes, but the games is questionable at best. I mean, seriously. So, Fast and Furious Showdown was a bad game. What makes him think that Fast and Furious Crossroads will be any better? If anything, Crossroads is slightly worse. Ugh, okay. Let's say I'm done ranting about bad games. Now, oh yeah. I say the game I was looking at was Street Outlaws The List, and let's see. Although it's a bunch of drag racing, yeah, the game is literally just drag racing and hitting every single thing in sight, and it's like, Yeah, but do I really want to though? Like, I understand the game looks good and it's decently priced. What am I getting out of this? It's like, okay, what I'm getting out of it is the fact that the game is absolutely necessary for your channel. No, it's not. Okay. So, I am, so, yeah, my take on Straight Lost the List, or SOF, I think that's the abbreviation of that is, um, yeah, just don't buy it. Like, it's good, like, the thing is I don't buy it until I see gameplay. And if the gameplay is not to my standards, then yeah, no, you can say goodbye to that mess. Oh, excuse me. Anyway, so I watched a Soul Calibur retrospective by I forgot what his name is, but yeah, I kind of agree up to the point where he got Soul Calibur 3, and and I would say all I okay, so not gonna lie, I disagree. As I agree with the cutscenes, like they shouldn't have quick time events, but I think that actually makes you neutral for that reason is because you can easily do. There are easy commands, except for Raphael's. Raphael's quick time event is ridiculously difficult, and um. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So character customization. That's yeah. Character customization. It's not bad. Okay. It's not great, but it's not bad. In fact, it's probably one of the better ones. Yeah, actually, it is indeed one of the better character creators in the Soul Calibur franchise. Like, if I ranked on the top 4 character customization, yes, 4 games had character customization. I ranked 4 as in 4 in last place because of this stupid thing called let's see character stats and clothing. Seriously, why do we need character stats and clothing? You can easily just make make the actual character customization all well rounded without any sacrifice. Like for this instance, you have for this instance, um, you have like, okay, let's say that in Soul Calibur 3 you can actually have like undergarments, mid garments, and top garments. That's how that's what you have. But in Soul Calibur 4's case, the top and mid are actually in the same category. So it'd rather be so, so it'd rather be um, getting a shirt with a chest plate, or just a chest plate without any undergarments. I'm like, okay, what's going on here? not to mention, you can actually create. This is actually not to mention this is the game. This game's first time having character having like a not like a character slot, but it's more of a slider on like on how this character is supposed to be. Is it's supposed to be big but not buff, or it's like buff or skinny, or it's like buff is you know buff and tone at the same time, or it's like skinny but no muscle, or it can actually be neutral about it. And it's like okay, yeah, we're good. But there is one problem that actually needs to be addressed. Apparently, they got rid of the beards and mustaches and they put it on the face of other characters. So not only you have a not only you have like characters with actual beards and mustaches, but they took out the beard and mustaches category in general. I'm like, no, why would you do that? That was actually the best thing. Ugh. Yeah, I was a bit tight when they got rid of the beards and mustaches and put it on the face of like other faces. So I was like, okay, yeah, I kind of agree with that, but still. Number 3, obviously, is Soulcalibur. Soulcalibur, yeah, Soulcalibur 3. Soulcalibur 3, it's not the, it's not the staff, not the stat buff like we used to. I've been grab my RX-7. Alright. Although it didn't have any like stat changes um in terms of what the thing about this is, overall it's not bad. But then again, you have to keep in mind that I grew up with Soulcalibur 3, and I don't know what's worst. Um, yes, okay. Alright. Let's see. Number 2, it has to go to 5. Like, 5, although 5 was a bad game, it has one redeeming factor, and that redeeming factor is the creation. Now, although 5 has probably the worst story, and the game is offensive, is offense focused. It's still one of the better. It still has one of the better character customizations out of the four. Well, then there's the top six, which you already know it's gonna be number one. And I know you're saying, what is the newest game after all you put in the category? No, the reason being is that is that Copper 5 has something that the Copper 6 doesn't, and that is stickers, point stickers, stickers, movements by view. And yes, well, actually it's pointed by view. Anyway, uh, oh god, it has processes of truth to my extent. Okay, okay. I see your exam. Alright. Alright. So, I am still waiting for the update to come out. So I can literally spend all my money on the new cars. If I read correctly, it is an RCF, a Stagia. I think there was a Toyota Crest. We never had those in the US. Um, there's also a AMG, and I don't know what the last car was, but I think I think it's another Japanese car. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. Ooh. And if you guys remember my yeah, this was my boss kit car. Actually, this is the reason why I bought the boss kit for the RX-7. It's because it has something that every other car doesn't, and that is it has a muscle car face. Yay! Or actually, it's more of a top 510, but yeah, who cares? Ooh, okay. Okay. Alright. Alright, so this is gonna be my honestly, this will be an interesting build. Uh, Pretty much a VK swap the actual VK swap the S14 and probably supercharge it, and it'll probably make over easily over 500 horsepower. I mean, you can dream, but anybody can dream, right? Oh snap! Be careful of. Alright. Okay. Alright, that'll be it for now. Hope you all enjoy this video. Leave a hope you all enjoy the live stream. Leave a like, subscribe, comment down below. See you next. Also, make sure you hit the bell notification to be sure to check out the live stream. Live streams, I do a lot of live streams lately, so basically there's that. Also, um, make sure that you look at the welcome to the channel video so that you get a context on what I do in this channel. Um, Without any further ado, follow me on Instagram at Godra37YT and follow me on Twitter at GD7SYT. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.